We alive. We alive. Just got finished the instructor course, like the training course today. Go back tomorrow for the instructor course. Once I complete my rounds, I go back and teach not only classroom. Each one of us teach a portion of the classroom, but we also teach each other on the range. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Simply put, I'm gonna have more certifications than fucking a nurse when I'm done. Black Line Security. Somebody put that shit in there. Black Line Security Firm and training. Excuse me. Let me make it better. Black Line Security Firm LLC and firearms training. Yeah, somebody put that in the chat. Oh man. I think this week I'm gonna send my instructor packet to Maryland State Police. So I get that qualified Maryland State Police firearms instructor card as well. Whoa! What's up? What's up? What's up? I got a few things to get off my hairy ass chest. Well, not too hairy because your boy does a little bit of maintenance. Sometimes you don't want your shit looking like taco meat, but you want to look like something there because you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I just got a few things to get off my chest. You know, it's amazing how I'm going to talk about the men. Men should be on their grind every single day. Yes, you should have moments of fun, but you should be on your grind. You should take moments of rest, but you should also be ready to get back, take a day or two, maybe three, maybe a week, but get back to your grind harder than ever. Then, after you do your actual 30 days of hard grinding, take a week off and replenish that spirit. What is unacceptable is a completely lazy man. Okay? A completely lazy man is not acceptable because we all fall down. We all have tragedies. We all have traumatic things that's happening to us. But we should not let that be the end all. Yes, sometimes we could be in a state of mourning. We can even cry. But after we cry, action must be taken. Woo! Got 16 people watching. Say something in the chat. Let a boy know you're here. Let him know that you support. But what I don't subscribe to is a man working to the sweat of his brow just to please a family that doesn't consider him such. Just to be ungrateful and just waiting for him to die to get all his shit. What I don't think is acceptable is being around people who don't appreciate your greatness. See, I don't subscribe to that bullshit. I don't subscribe to that. Little Daddy, Alexis, Dari, what's up? King Bill Third, what's up, bro? We got that gambit speaking motherfucker up in here. That Cajun mom. That heel. What's up, Mike? Working hard. See, I think it's always shameful for a man never to be appreciated for his good works. For his works, period. Because, usually men are going to put in that work for God, country, family, anything. But to go out there and say, well, like some simps like a Mary Brown and others who think you should give everything to a woman, even if you're living hard, you should be the hardest. No, 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 no. First and foremost, a woman is supposed to be the helpmate. If I'm working, you help out. You make my life more comfortable because I'm working and taking away things you don't have to take care of. Hmm. That's the neighbor playing little Marvin Gaye right there. Baby, listen, baby. I don't even got to do with music. No, no, baby. And you're right. A lot of men are human doings and forget what the fuck they've been doing. See, a good woman will actually celebrate and galvanize her man. She's not afraid to rub his feet after a hard day's work. You know why? Because her feet are soft because he's been carrying her and his family on his back. So yes, he should be a king. If you want a man to treat you like a queen, stop trying to be the king. The king got to go out there on his horse with his claymore and his battle axe and take heads off and do some really messy stuff for the family. We can't we can't be browbeaten by these simps and these women who can't get men. See, I was listening to a video from Jason Black. Shout out to Art New Style passing it along. And it was this woman who was driving trucks and she was like in her late 40s. And she had this mentality where I don't need a man. I don't need to go suck dick for my rent. A good wife doesn't worry about rent. A good wife, all she has to do is say, I do. And the man's taking care of the mortgage. And most men will probably just throw her a couple of the petty bills to pay. Raise my kids correct. See, it's not men who devalued women, it's women who devalued women. And I'm going to tell you, for a lot of people out there, they don't realize. And I'm going to say this to a lot of women out there, sweetheart, baby, you know, honey pie, you know, old chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla tasting motherfuckers. I got to tell you one thing. The first person to put a value on you and your sexuality was not a man. It was your mother. Shout out to Albert Gray with the super sticker. Whoa! See, I'm going to tell you something that your mama put value on your vagina before any man has ever done. And your mama, a lot of times, if she wasn't the right woman in her mind, will rob you of your femininity. Girl, you need to just go get an education. You don't need to worry about no man. And then you have to take in retrospect, mama doesn't have a man. What advice can I get with her if every man she even came in contact with, because of her nasty, vile attitude, she ran them away? See, right there. Alexa said, I'm a stay at home mother. Other women look down on me for it, but it's whatever. It's my life, not theirs. Exactly. See, if you look closely at her picture, that's a very attractive woman. See, I'm going to tell you another thing that's a factoid that I know. Those women are jealous of you because you can stay at home. They're jealous of the way you look. You don't have the stress that I see a lot of black women have on their faces. You don't have that look at the feet. You don't look manly. You look feminine. So a lot of the stress that these single, unwed baby mama, if they even have babies, they're jealous of you because you got the glamorous life to them. You walking around here Sheila E and all over their pissy ass lives. See, don't be ashamed of doing something the correct way. If you have to work to help support the family, what shame is that? But when a woman does have the option of being a stay at home mom, guess what? Be the best damn stay at home mom. Mom should be on there, cooking, cleaning, washing, ironing, making sure, going on YouTube, looking at the algebra problems, saying, no, 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 we're going to bring these grades up. And yes, when the dad comes in, give him an hour to himself, let him decompress, be his peace. Why? Because he's been your battle. In order for a woman to be a man's peace, that man is going out there being your warrior. He's being the battle. We don't like to talk about that underrated darkness, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, the underrated, baby. Dari said, Charles, society is programming us to be backward. Sadly, most of us are or have been falling for the hook, line, and sinker. Yes, sir. You got AB Media, computer analyst, and computer programmer extraordinaire, baby. Wolf Daddy, Mr. GPX77. What's up? See, a man always needs something to fight for, whether if it's family, whether if it's country, whether if it's children. Men don't have a problem being patriarchs, quote unquote. But even though we also discovered what the true meaning of patriarchy and matriarchy and gynocracy truly is, he or she who gets the children and the wealth and the inheritance. People don't like to hear this. People don't like to hear this truth. I'm not here to slum up, some Dollar Tree Derek Jackson narratives like a Mary Brown, because he is the Dollar Tree version of a Mary, of Derek Jackson. And I'm not here to bullshit women because I've learned in my life one thing women hate is a bullshitting ass nigga. They may get mad with a man who tells them the truth and tells them no, but they respect that man and will not come at him a certain way. I don't have to try to get back in the good graces of Cynthia G. I don't have to be in the good graces of anybody. This is the reason why I can speak so freely about this shit. Because guess what? The people who support are my faithful day one supporters. They're going to have my back just like I've been having theirs for years. Saying the things that the good men and the good women want somebody to say on their behalf. See, I understand some people are in positions or in occupations where they can't speak openly, where they can have a guy like me say what they want, say what they need, say the truth. See, I never come off like black men have no faults and they're not perfect. Yes, one of the biggest crimes that black men constantly conduct is not working together. It's not being a cohesive unit. Another crime that black men have always pursued is not valuing themselves. But you will honestly hear me say these things, but you'll never hear guys like Derek Jackson or Mary or other simps say anything that will actually benefit black women. You'll never hear them say, "Hey, black women, we love you. We love every shade of you. Why can't you join your man at the gym? Get fit." You do know that when black women work out, they're undefeated. Hey, sweetheart, why are you cursing and carrying on in the streets and trying to fight? That's not ladylike. That's unattractive. You got to fix that. But no, no, you too busy kissing ass instead of actually focusing on the battle at hand. And that's why this community keeps losing. When you have women who are so arrogant that they do not listen to the whims of their men, you lose. You lose. And you know who's ultimately going to lose? Your future daughters, or if you have daughters already, or your future grandkids. I'm tired of people who's having kids and their children are unmarried, having kids out of wedlock, and they acting like their shit don't stink. I do not come to you as a perfect man. I come to you as a real man. See, a perfect man is not a real man. He's a fictional man. See, the world doesn't need a perfect man. They need an actual man to stand up against the gynocracy, against lazy ass males, against simps, against detractors, both hood and intellectual. See, when you look for an answer, you got to be able to question the source. If you're not willing to or able to question the source, then that means you're not ready for the answer, are you? See, I'm going to talk about love versus respect. My enemies may hate my guts, but they respect me enough not to try anything against my friends, family, or loved ones. Love is this: your mother can love you, but she doesn't respect you as a man. You really think that what's the dude who got a ring with who got a ring with Golden State, and his mama always in the goddamn place. Mama, you the real MVP. See, that's simping. That's the worst kind of simping. I'm not saying you gotta wow your mama out unless mama kind of deserves it. Sometimes daddy deserves it. But I mean, do it respectfully. But here's the point: if that dude's mama really was the MVP, why did you have more children to put us in poverty and then put more pressure on me to get the family out of poverty? Yeah, Kevin Durant, the ultimate son husband. I'm never kissing my mother on no goddamn lips. You should stop kissing your kids on the damn lips. At least after once they turn 4, stop that shit. They got cheeks, foreheads, whatever. See, the problem is this: there's a lot of chicks who want their son husbands, and they ruin their son husbands to be any type of man or mate to their fucking women. You create the men that you really say you don't want. I'm waiting for a guy that's a detractor to come up here and tell me that I'm lying. I'm waiting for this shit. But I know no one's going to come up. No one's ever going to do that. No one's ever going to listen to that shit. You know why? Because it makes too much sense. And you got a lot of brothers out there who are fearful of the truth. Who are fearful. I mean, God knows that they are fearful of the truth. You got a lot of men who thinks it's cool to be kissing ass. No, you can't tell me none of that black queen shit if you got 15 baby mamas. But yet, over in these spaces, we can condemn the fuck ups who are black men. Have you ever noticed that? We actually condemn those guys. If a dude gets a chick pregnant and he does so willingly and knowingly, yeah, you got to take your responsibility, bro. First damn thing we gonna tell him. I want to see Derek Jackson and Amiri say the same thing about chicks who got 5 baby daddies. Since we're gonna get some shit off the chest, I've said it. A dude who has multiple kids and not take care of any of them or he pick and choose which one he wants to take care of, he's a sorry ass nigga. Let's see American Derrick Jackson say the same thing about women. I'll wait. I'll wait. Say it. I have not been debunked in 7 years since I've been here. Not one time. See, this is the shamefulness of it all. You want black men not to leave and not to go find love, but yet you don't want to be a better product for black men to take as wives. Hmm. Shout out to the snowman. Woo! Salute to you and the snow family. But we won't talk about the realness of what needs to be happening. We won't talk about how you need to give those children to their fathers. You had enough time with the ring. Don't forget to support the snowman as well. Carolina strong, baby. You're right. They want slaves, not leaders. They want boys, not men. You can't tell me what to do. Me not telling you what to do and you not having a leader has benefited you not. You gotta come with something better than this, homeboy. You gotta come with something better than this. And then you have these simp ass dudes who try to proclaim their relationship, their marriage. For what? No, you only think you're a man because a woman tells you're a man. You're not a man because a woman tells you're a man. You're a man because the men of the group says you're a man. It's just like the women of the group. The women of the group are going to say that lady is a woman. She's a mother. Just because you give birth to something doesn't mean you're a father. And just because you sire a mother doesn't, and just because you sire something doesn't make you a father. But we don't want to actually talk about this stuff. We don't want to talk about how dead and the water the gender war is. This is the reason why BGS is debunked, and we gonna get this work. See, last time I checked, when you want to give people work, you leave your city of comfort. You leave your channel of comfort, and you go to other people's platforms and debate them. Hell, I did it on the Prophet of Thought twice in a row. Actually, three in a row for that little weasel minute. Embarrassing both parties. But yet, you want to give people this work. You want to talk about you a patriarch. You ain't a goddamn patriarch. All you doing is paying bills and you getting a little pat on the head whenever the chick feel like it. That's all. You say something that chick doesn't want to hear and she does the complete opposite, that's going to prove if you're a patriarch or not. You're right, Elongo. Funny how these chicks spend all the time saying who's going to check me and end up wondering why nobody checking for her. Like, exactly. See, this is the reason why this space is important because policy, law. Look at Roe v. Wade. You think you think red pill spaces haven't had anything to do with that? Think about that. Your voice and all of our voices have carried very strongly, even statistically. Why is it that we have such a low radius for our black women being married? Come on, Derek. Come on, Amiri. Answer that. If we have 600 to 700,000 more marriages, why aren't our black women getting married? You can't use the bullshit excuse that men don't want to be in relationships. If they if they're willing to be married, and very few of them are married to white women. Very few of them are married to women outside the black American race. What's the excuse now? Tell the complete truth, my brother. But you won't. You're right. Simply, they don't want to be married. So I'm tired of brothers trying to placate and trying to talk. Guess what? Take it back to George W. Bush when he was president. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Any woman that keeps her children away from their father is a fucking terrorist and should be treated as such because you chose chaos over order. I know nobody else said this, but guess what? You know, statistically, you so called educated people, you know, statistically, black children do well when they're in a two-family household or better with their father. And you refuse to give those children to their father or even let the child see their father, you are a goddamn terrorist. I don't give a fuck what you say. You're a terrorist. Why? Because you know you're terrorizing that man from his kid. What good can you do from keeping a child away from their dad? What good are you doing? What good are you doing, man? Don't forget to hit the cash app, the super chat, please. Any woman that keeps their kids from their father without any fucking healthy and good reason is a fucking terrorist. And I'm just gonna tell it like it is right now. I don't give a fuck. I certainly don't give a fuck. There are too many good brothers I've heard in the police department and other good professions where these men work hard, give their children a legacy, and you take the goddamn kids away from them. Why? Because you want control. But you know good and goddamn well those children will be worse off. Now, for those of you who saying, well my ex-husband or my children's father was abusive. That's a totally different story. That's not the fucking same. That's not the same at all. That's not the same. And you know it. We're not talking about a physically abusive, drug addict, drunk, sexually abusive kind of guy. We're talking about you think you control everything and you have the right to take them over. No, that's criminal. And you know it. Just like men who make babies and don't want to have nothing to do with their lives. That's a terrorist. We need to stop playing around with words and actually say what the fuck it is. Well, that's mean, Officer Faulkner. Well, sometimes you gotta be a little mean. Sometimes you gotta be a little mean. I'm tired of being a nice guy about this shit. Sometimes you gotta put a little fire into people's asses. In order, before creation must come destruction. Sorry. Before creation must come destruction. You must destroy the old before you can reinvest into the new. I'm sorry. Fuck a patriarchy, fuck a matriarchy. Can we actually raise these children properly? I don't give a fuck what system we have it under. Can the parents equally cohabitate or co parent without the fucking bullshit? Can we do that, black people? Can we actually establish scholarships and mentorships and tutoring programs for our children to succeed? You know why? It's too much like right. You know, you got motherfuckers out there like a Derek Jackson, like a Mary, like a Cynthia G, who's banking off the goddamn gender war. You got niggas banking off this shit. But yet, they won't talk about the terrorists who really plagues our fucking communities. The people who don't even raise their children properly. I'm gonna take my baby and I'm gonna run out of state with the baby. Why? Why? You're a terrorist. You're a terrorist. I don't care what nobody says. You're a goddamn terrorist. How do you rob a child from what's best for it? Shameful, man. You're gonna rob children from its protector? You're gonna rob children from the person that protects them the best? You're gonna rob children from the person who's gonna teach them logic and about the real world? See, a lot of people in our community think a father is insert Negro here, and it's not. I'm going to state this, and I hope somebody put this in the chat. A father is a boy's first superhero and a girl's first love. I'm going to state it again. Please put it in the chat. A father is a boy's first superhero and a girl's first love. How dare you rob a child of this? And then you have the audacity to make that child hate their father only because they hear one side of the goddamn story. And that's messed up to say, absolutely. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. I think it's messed up that we can. We're having these 5 year discussions, but nobody wants to talk about. They don't want to talk about reestablishing the family. See, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about marriage for men. Marriage is a sacrifice for men because very few times we actually benefit. Because usually we're gonna be the harder working. Usually we're gonna have more responsibility. When things go bad, they don't look for the woman; they look for the man. Why do you think you take the man's name? Because you become the man's responsibility. Yes, you become the man's responsibility. He has to love and protect. And you have to do what? Obey. Somebody put this in the chat as well. The first rule of protection is obedience. And do we have obedient people in our community? The answer is hell no. You become detriments. There's no growth. There's no answers. You chose this. You chose lawlessness. You chose fatherlessness. This is what you wanted. Now, since the community's up in fucking flames, you're afraid to look back and say, oh, this is our fault. See, it was cool for 40 years. Black men took shit on the stride. Black men took it on the chin. But guess what? We kept marching. We said, guess what? We'll show you better than we tell you. But you constantly have black men say, well, it's not true that black men are good fathers. And they're black men and fathers themselves. Why are you shooting yourself in your own damn nutsack? Fuck a foot. See, people only want to tell half truths. How many women out there have said to black men, you ain't pay your child support, you can't see your kids? What's more important? A father in their life or money? I've seen a lot of kids who get nothing but money and they end up terrible as hell. But let's talk about duty. People go away from the fact of something called duty. The duty of a husband, the duty of a father, the duty of a mother, the duty of a wife. You don't believe that you have any duty to anybody. That's why you can waywardly do what the fuck you want to do. That's why you will get impregnated by fuck boys. Because you don't care. That's why it's cool for fuck boys to become hobosexuals. Because you see no future in yourself. And the sad thing about it, this is all learned behavior. As parents, you have to ask yourself one question. Am I raising that child to be somebody else's husband, wife, father, mother? Or am I just raising this child or maintaining this child because I'm getting it for a benefit? I'm either going to benefit from either taking somebody to child support or I'm going to benefit for womb, womb hustling the goddamn state. You get Negroes up here who said, well, the black man need to be strong and he need to be this. Nigga, the black man took his woman out of slavery. He took his woman out of bondage. Then you had the idiot on the Prophet of Thoughts channel who said it was the Emancipation Proclamation that freed black people. If the Confederacy was really considered itself its own country and succeeded from the United States, it did not recognize the authority of the Emancipation Proclamation, nor did it recognize the authority of Abraham Lincoln, who was the president of that time. This is the reason why I think a lot of idiots need to actually read books. They actually need to do research instead of being wrapped up in their emotional bullshit. But that's the problem. A lot of you niggas been trying to chase women to like you so much you start to act like a bitch. But I'm gonna tell you, no woman respects a man. She can do anything she wants or get anything she can get out of him. A woman's not above using a man, but guess what? If she can use you, she cannot respect you. It's not in her nature to. See, a lot of you motherfuckers try to think this ass kissing of women is actually going to get you closer to women. Okay? A lot of you don't even understand the fact of the matter. A man who's 10 toes down, planted like the roots of a redwood, and he could tell a chick, no, this is not the way we're going to go. The family's going to go this way. Guess what? She's going to respect that man. She's not going to bring bullshit to that man. If she does bring good counsel, it's going to be the best damn counsel he can get. Because she knows I can't bullshit this guy. He's on his square. But you simps who tries to kiss their ass, the only thing those women are looking for you is for free masculine energy without working for it. Oh no, baby wanna holla, get into my life. Oh yeah. But still, nobody wants to talk about that shit. Nobody wants to talk about how a lot of these clowns out here are just giving away free masculine energy. And you allowing and giving basically carte blanche for women to disrespect men. Yeah, that man argue with apology, sis. You your queen. I don't see how can you be a queen and no king has ever married you. No man has married you. You I'm hearing about women working two, three, four jobs. And there's a reason why you working two, three, four jobs. No man. Simply put. It's funny as fuck. In our community, this is how ass backwards we are. You would rather stick with a nigga who got some fucking wannabe drug dealer, wanna be the second coming of Tony Montana dreams, rapper dreams, but you won't hang with the nigga up there in Morgan State who's going for engineering. You won't hang with that dude who's 20 and 10 months going through the police academy or the fire academy. You won't fuck with that dude who's going through ROTC who you know after 4 years he got a guaranteed job as a commissioned officer. You won't fuck with that nigga who's being an apprentice as an electrician, plumber, or barber, who's gonna have the skills that does more than pay the bills. Those barbers, those electricians, those plumbers, even off duty, they can make more money than you working on your job, but you look down upon them. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. Get them likes up. Get them super chats. Get them, get them goddamn cash apps ready. See, where are them good women we can actually make a kingdom with, an empire? Where are the supportive women? If you a supportive woman, a woman in my chat right now, give me a woo because we thank you. You're the only reason to give black men hope of staying around. I'm just gonna put it out there. Nobody said it, but I will. You're the only fucking reason black men are staying around. If it wasn't for you ladies, you good ones, fuck it. You would see a mass exodus of black men out this country. If you're a supportive woman who supports her man, give me a woo in the chat. And thank you for your goddamn support. Because you're the example your sisters need to follow. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're not going to hear Derek Jackson. You're not going to hear Mary. You're not going to hear even Cynthia G. You're not going to hear none of these broads or these simp ass niggas say this shit. What's up, Bucket 88? LaShawn? Woo, thank you. But really, but the men, they don't know. The men are doing something that any God given creature has the right to do. Refusal of attention and services if the demands and the agreement is not met. See, you gotta get this. She said, I'm taking this time to raise my young men. Woo! You should. You should. That's your duty. Let's say if the let's say if the husband or the father ain't shit. It is your duty as a mother to raise them properly and put positive male role models in their lives. Let's say you're a guy with your kids. It's your duty to raise your children properly and put positive female imagery in their lives. But people will say, well, people will come up on my panel and say, oh, but Officer Faulkner, you're a misogynist. Why don't you go look up the definition before you even speak it to me? Shout out to Bucket 88. Woo for the $10. Appreciate the message. Appreciate you, sir. But at the same damn time, nothing can grow unless you're willing to cultivate it. Somebody put that shit in the chat. Nothing can grow unless you're willing to cultivate it. But I'll get accused of misogyny, hating women, talking shit about black women. When there's a lot of black women who are not raising their sons right. When a third of your fucking sons have records, a sixth of your men are in jail. Yes, fortunately, hold on for a second, people. I'm back. I'm back. See, it goes back to that cultivating, right? See, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be the first motherfucker to actually say it. Black men, black women, can we get over our bullshit and raise our children properly? At least give them a future that we won't have? What's the old saying? Old men plant trees from which they will never know their shade. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with seeing or planning change that you may not live to see? We get away from this shit all the time. We get away from this shit all the time. That's Ric Flair, in the picture. That's when he won the 92 Royal Rumble, the greatest Rumble of all time. And he was like 42, 43 years old. He thought he was past his prime, and they said, nah, you the champ. You're going to carry us. And this is right not too long ago, a few months to almost a year ago, when he was the NWA World Champion with the big gold belt, and they tried to kick him out the company. And the company was doing poorly without Rick. Rick came back after about 2 years after the WWF, after being a two-time world champion there, came back NWA WCW champion once again. And he was about 43, 44 years old. And was in great shape. See, this is the part you got to look at it. Sometimes we got to pull our own bullshit to the side in order to see what we righteously can do. Oh shit, we about to have a house party. Hey, 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 hey. That's what's up, Knights Palace. Woo! I actually took my son to go meet him. He was like, "What you being shy over there, champ? Let's come over here, young man. Take a picture with the world champ." Woo! See, this is the reason why I said the Manosphere meetup next year needs to be at BlurredCon. I'm taking over Smoker's Alley, the smoker's place. You'll see me outside with my cigar, with my liquor, hanging with my niggas. Wait a minute, wait a minute. We're going to say it right. Come on, y'all going to say it with me now this time. When we get to BlurredCon, we're going to smoke our cigars. Say it in the chat. We're going to drink our liquor. And then we're going to do what? Hang with our niggas. That's the reason why I said, actually, see how it looks when black people get together and have fun, enjoy each other, no stress. You know what? I'm so tempted to see that Bob Barker shit. I'm so tempted to see that Bob Barker shit. Man, what the fuck you know about Gentleman Chris Adams? How old are you, Knights Palace? The fuck you know about Gentleman Chris Adams? The guy who did the super kick and the sharpshooter or the scorpion deathlock. Uh, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna tell you. See, we're gonna have fun, man. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna show people how we can create a better, a better network, a better group of people. There is no reason we should be down and out in this community. There is no reason we should be down and out. There's the shit that we should be growing. See, right now we have the backing of our intellectuals or intelligentsia if you're Polish. We have the backing of the intellects and they're doing studies. So support Dr. T, Green Gorilla, Dr. Dunbar, Dr. Ron Neal, Dr. Nicole Ali. Don't doc. Oh, I gotta say it right, Doctor, but don't call me Doctor. Shout out to the Scientist Supreme, baby. The Scientist Supreme. Don't forget to also support the Snowman. And please go over there and subscribe if you have not subscribed to the Snowman with Cole Johnson. Oh man, you talk about if you're a sports guy, you will love the Snowman show. Let's get the Snowman up to 1,000 so he can open up super chats and he can do all kinds of early morning and late night talk about your favorite sports. And guess what? Football season's coming back, and boy, the Snowman's gonna have a lot to say. Woo! See, they a lot of times with black men, we are pinned responsible, but we're never given the authority. We're never because if you really were in charge of something, you can reward and discipline. And I'm going to ask you this one question: where does black men reward and discipline in our community? I'll wait. Come on, Mary. The water's good, man. The water's good. The water's good. Come on, Mary. Don't worry. I'm not gonna bite too much. Not gonna bite too much. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about growth. We're gonna talk about growth, and trust me, I'm getting in there just to let y'all know. I'm gonna be interviewed by the one, the only Dr. Tiasan Johnson, and he's gonna post it very soon. But we're gonna have a one-on-one sit down and a candid conversation with the officer of the goddamn law, the brother, the champion, and sometimes he gotta be the savior and trademark for both. The suntan Superman Charles Faulkner Jr., baby. Check your local listings for that one. See, we're going to talk about some goddamn growth. We're going to talk about having people speak on our behalf in these colleges. The next move right now that I got to get off my chest is political fucking power. We're going to talk about political power. Walaikum salam, Philip. How you doing? Look at that sharp dressed man right there. Sharp. I mean, that man in that picture so goddamn sharp. He make a katana look dull. See, the next move we're gonna do for the next 12 months, we're talking about political power. Black men, we need to do this, and I mean immediately. We need to stop praying for leaders and start grooming leaders. Somebody please put that shit in the chat. We're gonna stop praying for leaders and we're gonna start grooming leaders. Woo! Oh, I know I lost some viewers when I said that shit. I lost some viewers when I said that shit. We're gonna stop praying for leaders and we're gonna groom our leaders. We're gonna start grooming our leaders. We're gonna make the politicians we want to see. We're gonna take them from the depths of the community and push them up. We're gonna always support them financially so they will still be loyal to us. There's a strategy to this shit, people. There's a strategy to this shit. Why not talk about getting brothers in these positions? Start with the school boards. Let's start with the school boards. Let's start with let's start with getting more black male teachers within the schools. Let's start giving incentives for teachers for better pay and discounts on housing. Let's also get on these councils where we can increase more black male police officers. Let's talk about getting more black male firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics. Let's talk about getting more black males in the U.S. military as both enlisted, warrant officer, and commissioned officer. When you start that way, the political power grows. Why not have one of those black generals, when they retire, become your next governor, your next mayor? Why not? Hey, we all been first responders, but it's also our duty to teach the next level of men of what to do and not make the mistakes we made. Why not teach this? Why not teach it? Sometimes you need to actually get Sometimes, I'm gonna just tell you, Knights Palace, we don't pick who we get to save. We don't pick who we want to save. We just save them. Why? Because God put you where you need it, not where you want it. Woo! Alaikum salam. Extended clips, another brother right there. Sharp brother, another Muslim brother up there. We got two of our Muslim brothers, Philip and Extended Clips. Brother's a barber right there. I would love to have a guy like Extended Clips, teaching the young men about being a master barber. A lot of times people don't know this. A master barber can do a lot for your scalp that, a dermatologist would cost you thousands. And just a good conversation with a master barber save you a lot of damn money. Am I not lying? Black fist in the air to all my black entrepreneurs and, first responders and military people. See, why not talk about? See, this is the stuff I'm waiting for the manosphere to talk about. But I guess I got to be the first one to talk about it. Political goddamn power. We're going to talk about this political power more often. We're going to talk about how putting more black male teachers in the schools will benefit the boys. We're not going to worry about the ratchet women. We're going to worry about the good women we can work with and build a family with. And if you can't find a woman over here, guess what, bruh? Go get you one overseas and build a strong black family. Because whatever you sire, they're going to consider it black anyway. I'm sorry. Every swinging dick is needed, as my drill sergeant would say. We need to stop this bullshit thinking that, if the women are going to be ratchet, let them be ratchet. Let them be ratchet. Let them be ratchet. We don't worry about the army we want. We worry about the army we got. If some of the dudes want to be lazy, let them be lazy in their squanderness. No. See, this is the difference on Wolf Daddy. See, this time around, when they say, "What about the girls?" What about them? They're good. Now, back to the boys. That's all we got to say. Stick to our goddamn guns. Stick to our goddamn guns. I'm not throwing shade to the girls, but guess what? The girls are good. We need. Guess what? If they really fuck with us, guess what we gotta do? We're gonna have we're gonna have if everything goes as well, we're gonna have husbands for those girls. That's what we're gonna have. We're gonna actually talk about futures. Why can't we actually talk about having a future? Nope, too much like right. Sometimes you gotta stick to your goddamn guns. And when people tell you to move, you said no, you move. What's up, Khalil? Woo! Walaikum salam. See, we need to actually be men of substance again, not men of this egalitarian thing. We didn't even know we're raised to actually listen to our women, but at the same time, we need to be manly enough to say, hey, This is what we need to do. This is where the ship is being charted. This is the course we're taking. When us as black men are ready to, as a unified front, ready to go out there and say, this is what we want for our children, our men, and our women as a unified, fuck your political ideology. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're Jewish. I don't care if you're whatever. All you got to do, because guess what? I broke bread with Muslims, Christians, Jews, Gentiles, all the same, even atheists. Just because you call the creator by a different name doesn't make you any less my brother, does it? That's the reason why I had to trademark my brother, my champion, my savior. You might be a Christian dude on your down on your luck, and that Muslim dude is the one who's going to bring you up out of your despair. You never know. You should start looking. That is going to be the motto of the manosphere. My brother, my champion, my savior. I don't know what else could really be the motto of the manosphere. If you got something better, please tell me. I doubt anybody else can actually kill that moniker any differently. But until you're ready to be a unified front and say, we're going to take back our schools, we're going to take back our blocks brick by brick, we're going to take back our families, we're going to take back our political power, then all of it's for naught. Now, hopefully, we got some strong brothers and sisters who's ready to ride, who's ready to put in some work for their children and for our future. Oh, trust me. Oh, the shirts are coming up. The shirts are coming up. Trust me. The shirts are coming up. Not only am I coming up with shirts for that one, I'm also coming with the shirts and hoodies for the Black Lion Security Firm, LLC. So I'm trying to get the hoodies and stuff for the fall and the shirts while it's still warm and shit. So definitely, I'm going to link up with my peoples and I'm going to see what's up and give y'all a date when y'all can expect it. Hey, people got merch. Why not sell my merch? I trademarked the shit. Make the merch make money for you. But till then, I'm gonna catch y'all on the Coliseum for a little bit. Woo! We out.
Woo!